$WARD$NAYIMED. Before we get started with this emergency meeting, I just want to say thank you to Nicole from Georgia and thank you to Nicole from Florida, the two Nicoles showing support with y'all purse, hitting that PayPal. I greatly appreciate y'all. I got y'all notes. Thank you, and I hope you're both in great spirits. Now, I find myself giving less and less of my thoughts and opinions nowadays and giving more of just accurate assessments as to what is going on. If you haven't heard or you don't know what's going on or you just need to know what the hell is happening behind the scenes, Quality Control Holdings, QC Holdings, which is the parent company that manages quality control music, quality control recordings, quality control publishing, quality control management, the quality control sports, quality control anything that has to do with whatever Coach K and CEO P built, or P or Pierre or whatever you want to call them, right? That's their company. Quality Control Holdings controls all of that stuff. They sold it to HYBE. And what is HYBE? It's a Korean company owned by Scooter Braun, created by Scooter Braun. And who is Scooter Braun? Scooter Braun is, you might know him for most notably being the person that came in and took everything from Taylor Swift and she was forced to rebuild her entire catalog. He clicked up behind the scenes with lawyers and all type of people and went behind her back and bought her old independent record label. Because remember, Taylor Swift was signed to a big major indie as well. And Quality Control is basically a major independent. They operate and they run the label themselves, but they have that partnership. Just like Cash Money is a major independent. What's Master P Junk? No Limit is a major independent. And it's a whole lot of major independents out here. But this situation, I'm going to be real with you, is really no other way to say it. It's going two ways. It's either the first route, which is Quality Control. They always had this plan. They always wanted to do it. Or Scooter Braun made them a deal they couldn't refuse because he always had plans on getting his foothold into hip hop so he can become even more powerful than he already is. So let's just deal with one at a time. One, Quality Control already had these plans. People are going to say a lot of stuff. People are going to, because they're not wrong when they say every time a black label becomes big and successful, they sell or they sell out or they do something or we get something that's just like, voila, and then it just turns into, selling out for a big payday. The thing is, that might have been the plan the whole time, because why would you not want to become even bigger than you are? The thing is, HYBE is telling them that we're going to take you, you're not going to just be here, you're going to be international. They already had plans to sell this label to somebody that they already had a relationship with, which is Scooter Braun. And if you need to know a little extra about Scooter, just as a what they call it, an Easter egg or whatever, he is Quavo's manager, which is, I guess, a good choice for Quavo, because Scooter Braun does work hard. He's just one of the most powerful and one of the most snakish people in the music industry, point blank period. I wouldn't trust him as far as I could pick him up and toss him into the front yard on that Jazzy Jeff shit. But they could have already said, when we get to this point, this is what we're going to sell. When we get to this point, this is what we're going to do. When we get to this point, because we don't just come to these conclusions overnight. Nobody just decides overnight they want to sell. You have to negotiate a price, negotiate what's going to happen. They've already said that they are going to not only just take Quality Control international, but Scooter has said that he wanted to be a part of what they was building over there, because the artists that they have on that label are so influential in their culture. They drive their culture. They do this. So this is already a hint that Scooter needs, which is his wants, to have a stakehold in hip hop some way. And what better way to do it than offer somebody that you already had a relationship with an offer they can't refuse? Coach K and P have traded being bosses for being employees. There's no nice way to say it. There's no other way to say it. That's what happened. You traded you run this label, and instead of working for UMG this way, you're going to work for UMG in a way where now you've been knocked back down to an employee, but here's some assets and here's some cash, and you can ride, because they might know something that everybody else don't know yet. They might feel like, man, I don't want to control this no more. I don't want to do this no more. Let somebody else run this goddamn label. You've already lost one member of one of the most impactful money-making groups, period. You might feel like it's over, but this was in the works before Takeoff died. They already knew. They was probably taking years to negotiate this. They already had this plan. Now, as far as already having it planned on the Scooter Braun side, Scooter Braun he has a reputation for buying these labels. He has a reputation for clicking up with investment firms and investors and taking people's music and selling it to investors. So what does this mean for all the artists on Quality Control? What it means is their music is going to be owned by somebody else. Everything that they've done and everything they're going to do is going to be owned by somebody who doesn't know them, doesn't give a fuck to know them, doesn't understand them, and at any moment, at any point in time, can take their music, lease it, sell it, give it to somebody else, let somebody else, whatever, and they're not going to make any money off of it. That's what that means. It doesn't mean nothing else. That is the most clear, concise way I can put it. When the person who you entrusted your career with didn't teach you anything about maybe you need to own your music. This is why Offset was suing them to get their music back, because he knew that they were going to give his music away and give his assets away. I've already told y'all what songs are. Every song is an asset. Every song is like building a house, and every house you have is a part of your real estate portfolio. Everything that has ever been done over there under that company is now going to benefit somebody else who can come in and say at any moment in time, you know what? I'm going to sell Lil Baby's catalog and send it over to somebody else over there. I'm going to sell the City Girls songs over there, whatever. I don't feel like these Migos songs are worth it. Give them to somebody else to invest in. Any money that comes in from these songs, 100% coming to me now. Y'all just keep churning them out. We're going to add these people. You're going to have to do music with these people. You're going to have to do XYZ. This is how this stuff works. They can block you from performing if you don't play ball. They can block these people, and these people being anybody that it has anything to do with Quality Control. Whether it be legacy acts like the Migos, or it be brand new people like Gloss Up. It does not matter. All of everything that comes out of there now belongs to Scooter. And if you do a little bit of research, it doesn't take a lot of research to do, he owns a lot of people's music. And he takes these people's assets and takes these people's music, and he just sends them out everywhere and shops them around, and he's racking up. He's one of the most, he has a reputation of befriending people and taking their shit. So that's the only thought I had about this, as far as like, and I say thought, not like this is what I think, an opinion type of like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm saying this is like the first thing that came to mind is like, oh damn, was like, did he build his friendship with them because he knew what they was trying to do, and he always wanted to have that back door into owning a stake in hip hop? Because all it takes is for you to get your foot in the door. Because, oh man, people will say, oh my God, look what he did with Justin Bieber. I know he can, whatever. Because Scooter Braun does have a knack for finding talent. It's just the business practices are not always ethical and always there. And some people will argue, hey, that's just the price of doing business. Hey, that's just what you got to do. That's just how the music business go. Because I think it's a little bit of both. I'm going to be for real. I think it was always QC's plan to link up with Scooter Braun to be, I don't want to call niggas evil, but it was always their plan to link up and to do some type of business together where they own other people's shit. But the problem with that conspiracy, I'm gonna call it conspiracy. The problem with what I just said is now they work for Scooter Braun. So it could have been Scooter made them feel like they was at home just so he can take over and get his foot in one of the most impactful situations in hip hop history. And that's where we're at with it. I mean, at this point, we're gonna have to just wait and see what the hell goes on as far as the future. We're gonna see where these lawsuits go, because where they gonna go? You gonna sue Scooter for your shit back now, or you gonna recreate your shit? Yeah, I don't know, but I just wanted to jump on this because every time a motherfucker just makes something, they just always just sell the shit instead of keeping it. And it could be for good reason, but it could be you'll feel like your label ain't making no money according to what's going on the table for the assets, and this was a better deal. This is whatever. They feel like they can't do more. We need reach. We need this. They could come in and give it to us. All we gotta do is work for them. So that's where we at with that.
NAYIMEDWARD $. NAYIMED. Hey, hey.